Good morning everyone, and welcome back to Honeybee Farmstead. I'm Mel, and thank you so much for joining us today. This video was one that was requested by some of our subscribers, so I've put it together with love and I share it with love. Before the video, I wanted everyone to know that these are just my opinions and they're not always shared by everyone, and that's totally fine. I hope you enjoy the video and have a wonderful day. So I am getting a lot of questions from people watching who don't keep their own cows or goats yet for milking. One of those big ones is, do I pasteurize my milk? The answer to that is no. It's quite easy to do if I wanted to, but I actually firmly believe there are lots of really healing, amazing enzymes in there. I believe that also the enzymes help us, or help our body, use that milk properly, and our body recognizes it because it's in its natural state. Now, the reason that they do homogenize and pasteurize and all that, the milk in the shop, is because they really don't have any control over how that milk was collected or anything. So the only reason why you wouldn't do it is if you've had no control over how that milk has been harvested. It's perfectly healthy to drink from the cow, raw, in my opinion. But the bits that are the danger are obviously the process in getting it out of the cow. So we always make sure her udder is spotless. We always make sure what she's eating is excellent for her and she's in really good health, so she's got no infections or sickness or anything. Another thing is that when we're collecting it in a really super clean and disinfected, naturally too. I've naturally disinfected it with boiling water, but I wash it thoroughly with washing liquid as well. But we're collecting it in a super clean vessel. We are straining it through a super fine cloth into super clean vessels, and we are making sure we do that process quick. So as soon as we have taken the milk from the cow, we get it inside, we get it strained off, we get it straight in the fridge, we put it right at the back of the fridge. We've got one of those old fridges where you can actually even see the frost happening on the back of the fridge. So that actually, we put them right at the back so they get cold immediately. And we rotate our milk. So we know the oldest milk is at the front on the left-hand side. Everyone in our family knows that we grab that one first. So we don't ever have a thing of milk sitting at the back of the fridge not being used. So we've been doing this for, I'd say, well, I've done it with goats prior to having cows as well. And we've drank raw goat's milk and raw cow's milk always. I've never pasteurized. And in fact, I had thought of a little story I wanted to tell everyone. I met a lovely lady once that her baby, not long after it was born, started struggling really hard with digesting milk. They tried everything. She was buying breast milk from someone. She had tried all the soy milks, all the different formulas, lactose free, etc., etc. She'd literally exhausted every one of the options she had to feed her little baby. The baby was distressed and not sleeping. It screamed after every meal. She had really bad nappy rash that bled. She was in a really bad way. And she sort of reached out onto one of the mums groups on Facebook that I am on, and in desperation just said, does anyone have any ideas for me? And I just sort of said, have you tried goat's milk? I know it's amazing for your skin. It's great for people that suffer eczema and asthma, because asthma can sometimes be tied to milk proteins. So I just said, have you tried it? And she said, no, I haven't, but I don't even know where I would source it. And at the time, our old goat April, I'll put a little clip in this video so you can see. She was in milk and we were getting plenty from her. She was giving us 3 to 5 litres a day, depending on what we were feeding her and whether we let the baby in with her. And yeah, I said, I'm more than happy to give you some to try. So we went to the shop and we bought a heap of the little breast milk bags, and we did the same process here, all very clean, made sure it was absolutely spotless and there was no chance of any sort of contaminant. Whoop, nearly spilt it. And we collected it. We collected it for a year for this lady, and she said to me after the first day that she was writing me a message with tears in her eyes and gratitude in her heart, because the milk, the baby drank a huge feed. She didn't scream, she didn't vomit. She slept for 8 hours after and was just, she said, I'm so grateful to you and I'm so happy to see my baby's finally able to sleep and do all the normal things babies do, which warmed my heart. But also, you know, it made me think, why aren't more people doing this? Why aren't, you know, the amount of times I've heard of babies having allergies to milk and different formulas being bought and, you know, exhausting all options. I had to wonder, why wouldn't a dietitian or a doctor say, why don't you try fresh raw goat's milk? Granted, it's not actually easy to find at the moment because not a lot of people are doing it. I don't know whether it's fear of not doing it right or just not knowing how to keep an animal. But that's why I decided to do a YouTube channel. I had a lot of my friends and family saying, you should teach people about this, because I've been doing it for a long time. I've been doing it successfully. It's helped our family so much. Why don't you teach people about that and try and help people? So that's why I started this YouTube channel. And yeah, this morning I woke up to some messages from people watching my videos and asking about whether we pasteurize our milk and what we do with it, how, you know, how easy it is to do. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to create a little video and I'm going to let you guys know, because it's obviously something I haven't touched on yet. So I actually am going to go into that a little bit further. I have a lot of information and research and stuff that I've done on it. So I'm going to share that with you guys. Let me know in the comments below if that's something you're interested in. If you'd like me to focus a little bit more on goats, milking goats and how that works, and using goat milk products or looking after goats and how to milk. It's exactly the same as cows, just on a smaller scale, really. And we also always used a closed loop system. You can do it by hand, absolutely, and you can do it safely by hand. I did it for years and never had a drama. Still drank it raw and all that sort of stuff. The number one tips I would give people is to make sure that udder is spotlessly clean. So a lot of the initial stuff for me was, how did I clean the udder without making her udder dry and getting cracked and things. So they're all things that I did sort of focus on. Leave it, Gracie. I'll pop it in the fridge, love. Pop it up. So I did focus on that. Some of the things I tried to wash the udder with were great for disinfecting and cleaning, but it left her udder very, very dry and cracked. So then I thought, oh, okay. And then I went and saw a friend who does some beautiful body products, natural body products. And I found, I asked her to create me something I could rub on the udder that would keep it moisturized and keep it healthy and not dry it out and that sort of thing. So we got that problem under control, or that issue for the goat under control. Same thing happened with my cow. But what I've settled on, and I don't have any left at the moment, but I will show you guys, or I'll pop a little picture in the corner of what I use. It's just personal preference. I like natural products. I don't like to use anything that's got parabens or any of that sort of chemicals basically that they put in products nowadays. So I use doTERRA. There is other companies out there that you can get things like this from as well, and I'm sure they work just as great, but I can't comment because I don't know. I don't use those products. And I use the On Guard cleaner concentrate basically, and I just have nice warm water, so it's not shocking to her, and it's comfortable for her to have. And yeah, basically that's always worked. And even prior to doing it with Deirdre, our cow, I was doing it with our goat April, and yeah, the cracking in the udder was stopping, and her udder was in much better condition, but we were still getting the same cleaning effect. So I'd say that that's my number one tip to any of you guys wanting to do milking and drink your milk raw. Just make sure that you've got the udder really clean and the things that you're milking into really clean, and the vessels you put it away in really clean. We always scrub the inside with a really long scrubber, so I'm getting it right in there. I use a really good dishwashing liquid, and then I disinfect it with hot boiling water. So yeah, I hope that was helpful. I will go more into other aspects of milking and milk safety and things like that in other videos, but I hope this was helpful to any of you guys asking the questions, and even anyone who hasn't asked yet but was wondering. Yeah, thanks for watching. If you have any comments, please place them below. I really do like to know what everyone's thinking, and I love to learn other tips and tricks that you guys who have been doing it even longer could give me. But also to the mums and dads out there that have a little one that they're really struggling, and that little one is not doing well on conventional milks and things like that. Have you tried goat's milk? And why not? And if you haven't tried it, maybe try it and let me know how it goes. I'd love to know, but I know that we had a really great result with this lady and her little baby, and it makes me really happy that I was able to help her in that way. So I hope this helps some of you guys. Comment below. Okay, we created suction. I'm holding one end because we only need to empty one side of her udder. And milk is going in there now. Don't play with it, darling. It's okay, just hold it. Move your foot out the way and let it sit in a natural position, sweetheart. Yep, let it sit in a natural position.
Do I let go?
No, down a bit, yep. No, you don't need to nudge it. It's coming out. And this will go to making some beautiful goat's milk products. We can drink it as well. It's delicious and fresh.
Like normal. Mum has never tried it, but it's kind of...
I've tried it heaps of times. We used to drink goat's milk, but everyone prefers cow's milk now that we're getting it, because with goats, the only real difference with their milk is goats actually transfer whatever they're eating into their milk. Flavour wise, you can actually taste the difference in their milk quite often. So if they're wild foraging, you'll find that their milk changes flavour all the time. And I think, you know, when you're expecting a certain flavour and it doesn't happen, you kind of, it's, you know, kind of shock to the system, and that's why people don't like it. Maybe that's actually why I didn't like it, so I can comment on that. But yeah, yesterday I tried it after we milked her, and it was actually really lovely. I didn't mind it at all. That's a full udder today. Lots of milk. Into the milking area.